First of all, Happy New Year to everybody. This was a very good performance for us to end this non-conference portion in the 2011. Now we start with a non-conference game in 2012 on Monday. We want to be ready to go. I was in New York yesterday for Malcolm's brother's funeral service, and it was a very sad time for him and his family, but all the players have been very, very supportive of Malcolm, and we're happy that he's back, and looking forward to him joining us at practice tomorrow. As far as the game is concerned, I thought we got off to a very slow start. I didn't think we were very aggressive at either end of the floor, and it showed. But once we did, once Shane Larkin really started to put pressure on the ball, and the wings started to make it difficult on their man to catch it, I saw great results. We like that our players are playing harder defensively, and we made a point of emphasis that this team is a very good three-point shooting team, and we held them to under 30% from three. That was a major key to the game. They came into the game, I think, 39th in the country in three-point field goal percentage, and 30th, I think, in three-pointers made. So we were able to defend the three very, very well, and they tried to go inside against us. Andre Williamson had a great game, but we were able to hold butts, and there were other interior players. At the offensive end, when we started to play faster, Durant started to attack the rim, we became a much better offensive team. 6 guys in double figures. Daquan Jones and Ryan Brown coming in off the bench, a huge lift for us. So we're very, very pleased to win by 30-9.
Would you say this is, I mean, when you look at everybody playing, you've got almost everybody out there now without Malcolm, but would you say this is the best that they've played, especially in the second half tonight?
I would use the phrase, it's the most consistent defensive effort for 40 minutes. Now again, as I said, to start with, we weren't there, so maybe it was 35 minutes. But once we kicked it into a high level of intensity, we were able to maintain it for the whole game. And that is far better than we've done. In the past, we'd have one guy playing hard or 2 guys. Tonight, we ended up with 7, 8, 9 guys playing really hard.
Why do you think that was?
Well, I hope it's been the emphasis in the conference room when we meet and talk with the players. We handed out a stat to them that painted a very, very clear picture of what it takes to be successful. We used the last 4 Final Fours at 16 teams and what their defensive efficiency was. And I think the players were surprised, but it certainly made an impression on them as to how high those teams were ranked defensively. 2 years ago, it was ridiculous. I think the Final Four, the lowest rated defensive efficiency was like 7th in the country. That was when Kansas beat Memphis, and Carolina and Michigan State were in the Final Four. It was very, very clear if you look at the numbers, and I have them if you want to look at them. And right now, we're 133rd in defensive efficiency. But the way we explained it is, if you look at the categories of 2-point field goal percentage and 3-point field goal percentage, we're 213 in defending the 3.
Wasn't that a problem last year too?
It was.
Yeah.
It were 2.
Something down there.
Okay, but what they don't understand, and this is very simple math, we were giving up threes at a clip of 35%. The opponent was making 7 out of every 20. That's 35%. To get the 30%, which would put you in the top 50, is 6 for 20. It's making them miss one more time. So you think, oh, they're terrible. No, It's a matter of one more possession of great defense. The difference between winning and losing is often a basket or two. Tonight, look at the three-point shooting. They made 6 of 22. That's 27%. Well, if they made 8, all of a sudden, 4 for 11, and it's now high 30s.
This was in the locker room before the game? You passed out?
No, this was at the first practice back from the Christmas break. It was Tuesday. We met and shot around Monday night, then came back and had a full practice on Tuesday with everybody. And before the practice, we try to emphasize where we need to get to defensively. We're not getting there yet. And so when they look at the numbers and they say, wow, you gotta play harder. You gotta play better defense. How do you do that? Well, you play harder. You put more pressure on the man with the ball. And you help the guy if he gets beat better. Oh.
You mentioned Ryan and Daquan. How encouraging is it for you to have so many different options? I mean, you look at the first half, Reggie didn't score, and you guys were up by 15. So.
Well, what really helps us is having the balance. So Reggie gives us size and physicality inside, but Daquan gives us speed and quickness. And we were looking for a little more speed and quickness in the first half. And Daquan came in and did a great job. On the perimeter, we're looking for that same speed and quickness, but all the perimeter players have it. So bringing in Ryan, we're able to stay consistent with the pressure. And if you sub and you get slower, then all of a sudden you're compromising your defense. So having options and having everybody playing well, the only guy that is still not 100% is Gary Adams. And late in the game, I couldn't even put him back in. His knees were bothering him.
It brings up, you've had 2 months, but yet you haven't had a complete team yet. There's always been somebody out. How is
We haven't
that?
had Malcolm the last 2
Right.
games.
You haven't
So
had
Monday
Malcolm?
might be, this coming Monday's game might be your first full squad.
Yeah. So what needs to happen right now is the players have to stay focused on what we need to do defensively to improve. And if they do that, a lot of things will take care of themselves. Like if you're playing really, really hard, you need rest, then you need a bench. And earlier in the year, we couldn't pressure too much because basically we had 6 or 7 guys in uniform a lot of times. So, but we're improving. We're not where we need to be yet. Because a performance like tonight, although very consistently good, what consistency is doing it game after game after game. And but tonight's a good second game behind what I thought we played pretty darn well at Charlotte, a team that very good at home, having a very good non-conference race, and to beat them on their home court without your leading scorer, pretty good.
Jim, on the other end, you talked to us a lot about balance. You had to be very pleased second half, almost 61 from the floor, 3-point shooting, points in the paint, and everybody touching the basketball. You get terrific ball movement.
We did, and we finally called a timeout and executed the play that I called. There's been way too many times where we've called a play at the timeout and someone messed it up. But tonight we ran a play and it ran exactly like we wanted it to. We can build on that.
Thanks, Coach.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you.